Next generation titles are trying to push the boundaries of gaming with their insane visuals, great story, and fantastic freedom of gameplay. What to Play presents our top 10 most anticipated open world games for 2020 and beyond. Cyberpunk 2077. No surprise here, CD Projekt Red's most anticipated open world RPG is months away from now. SV, customize your character from their gender, stats, and class as you enter into a cyberpunk future where mega corporations are at its most powerful. And Keanu Reeves is your partner in crime.
Like everyone in Cyberpunk 2077, he has his own agenda. You'll decide if he'll be your ally or your enemy.
Shifting away from its intended third-person mechanics, 2077 is a first-person shooter with an emphasis on stealth and reflexes.
This is another targeting system that will reveal enemies behind walls. Paired with the penetrating rounds of our tech shotgun, it's a deadly combination.
Like its previous opus, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, player freedom is encouraged and rewarded in this futuristic playground. Take on quests with branching paths that could potentially change the course of your gameplay and ending.
The Corpos have hacked us through our personal link and have subjected us to a kind of lie detector program. The dialogue system in Cyberpunk 2077 is fully gameplay driven.
I asked if you came alone!
2077 boasts a stellar world to explore with insane verticality, letting you get inside buildings with ease in its populated, semi-dystopian areas. We'll see where this damned future will take us once it comes out this April 16th, 2020 on the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox One.
Every day, the disease tries to crush us and make us forget who we are, but I keep fighting.
Dying Light 2. Techland's open-world zombie game is packing some huge upgrades in the sequel. After taking their time adding enough content in the original, it's about time they move on to this brand new adventure.
Things will get fucked up at the castle, I guarantee it. You got a plan B?
I'll improvise.
What if he improvises?
It'll work out.
You so sure about that?
Frank!
Fuck! Knew it!
It's been 15 years since humanity lost to the virus. Now play as a young survivor who adapted to the infection. Use his newfound abilities to take advantage of the massive horde of undead. In this fresh title, emphasis on parkour is still important. Traversal remains satisfying as you jump, slide, and run from one place to another. In addition, the first-person gameplay is more refined and brutal, unlike the original. In this sequel, it's not just you who will be pitted against an even dangerous world, so your choices will matter. Make decisions or sacrifices that will impact the game's story.
I'm turning on those punks.
What a pity.
It's coming this spring 2020 for the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox One. Watch Dogs Legion. The future is also grim in Ubisoft's upcoming open-world title. Acting as a commentary on modern-day politics, this sequel breaks boundaries by telling a story where every single person can take part in the burgeoning revolution.
Former MI5.
Duty never ends.
He can get anywhere and erase anyone.
There is no one playable character here. Each member of the Legion is equipped with their own traits and skill sets, whether it's an ex-spy, a retired boxer, or grandma as a retired assassin.
This had better be good.
The permadeath aspect of your recruits adds another layer of interest, as it might challenge you to take on a more careful, non-lethal approach to espionage. It all sounds great on paper, but we're yet to see how it all unfolds. Unfortunately, all of Ubisoft's biggest titles will be facing delays, so we might just have to wait until the second half of 2020 before we can hack the planet. Gods and Monsters. Imagine Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but set in a fictional ancient Greece. This is what Gods and Monsters is all about. It goes without saying that this was created by the same team that made Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic ancient Greece where the entire pantheon of the gods was eliminated by the destructive titan Typhon. We didn't really get to know much about it in the trailer. All we saw was a brave young boy trying to act cool and all. What we do know is that it's an open-world game where you traverse huge plains and slay monsters. We'll find out more about this once it comes out sometime this 2020. Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. From Software's upcoming IP is no longer about ancient Japan and eerie Gothic settings. Game of Thrones' writer George R.R. Martin teams up with From Software to recreate Dark Souls storytelling and gameplay with the characteristics of Martin's dark fantasy genre. According to reports, Elden Ring will let you play a customizable character with no defined personality. It's up to players to flesh out their history as well as the worlds. It's gonna be From Software's biggest title yet. There is no news about its open world element yet, but if we were to speculate, it might follow their previous titles' interconnected maps. It's still in its early development stage, so there's no release date just yet.
You are a warrior. I can see that. You trained your whole life for this.
Ghost of Tsushima. Sony's mysterious single-player exclusive is still in development, alright. Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima is an open-world adventure that puts us into the shoes of the last samurai desperately fighting against the Mongol invasion in the year 1274. During its reveal presentation, the game's atmosphere and combat is interesting enough. As a samurai, your katana is an extension of yourself and it is satisfying. You can even use a grappling hook and travel from place to place with ease. Its focus on stealth is reminiscent of the good old days of Tenchu. The game is still in development, but ever since its E3 2018 gameplay trailer, the hype becomes increasingly huge, but sadly we don't know much about the game just yet. Let's hope for a 2020 release. The Elder Scrolls 6. Ah, Bethesda. They might have suffered enough PR blunder recently, but there's no denying its next major Elder Scrolls title is most anticipated. Let's hope they learn their lessons and have the awareness to listen to player feedback. Sadly, there's nothing to talk about this game as of the moment since we only had a little reveal last year. Todd Howard, please don't mess this game up. The only thing we know so far is that the popular Skyrim grandma makes a cameo appearance as an NPC. As for the release date, we might need to wait a bit more since the game is reportedly coming out after its sci-fi epic Starfield. Starfield. Before we get our hands on that elusive Elder Scrolls 6, Bethesda's most anticipated sci-fi open-world RPG, Starfield, is coming out first. Rumor has it it's coming out for Microsoft's upcoming Project Scarlet and PlayStation 5. The game is still in development, so we have no idea what it's all about. Some say it takes the open world freedom of Skyrim, but it's set in space. It could be a potential game changer if Bethesda doesn't alienate their fan base before its release. All we could do right now is to speculate about its story and gameplay. But well, if you're itching to play a space opera game like Fallout, then try The Outer Worlds, just for now. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. The original Breath of the Wild was a masterpiece, racking up numerous Game of the Year awards and being hailed as one of the greatest open-world games of all time. It's no surprise that they're trying to make another one with the same caliber like most of their Nintendo titles. After releasing a cryptic trailer at E3 2019, Nintendo continues to push the lengths of the Switch and the Zelda franchise into greater heights. No one knows about its gameplay or story yet, but its reveal trailer poses some lingering questions about Ganon and the future of Hyrule. Beyond Good and Evil 2. This cult classic from 9 years ago makes a return. Set in a universe of anthropomorphic animals and ragtag space piracy, Beyond Good and Evil 2 will be a prequel to the 2003 original. Become one of the leading space pirates and go on a quest to find a fellow space pirate in search of a sacred relic. The game is a balance of land and air combat. As a space pirate, explore planets by going solo or with a friend in its co-op mode with its third-person adventure. Or you could fly around the galaxy and use your spaceship or use your jetpack to take out aerial enemies.
Be equipped with augments, enabling you to do things like firing healing missiles at your co-op partners.
Ultimately, your goal is to become the best space pirate in the galaxy. You, however, might have to wait a bit longer for that elusive release date.